Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger Toledo. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience. Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger Toledo. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip-hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You are rocking with the best. You heard? Yeah, we're about to get live. Today's show is going to be a very interesting show, ladies and gentlemen, because we will be talking a little bit about the dark truth of landing some of these notary deals, a lot of these notary deals. I'll be the first one to tell you that I've coached quite a few notaries out here, and to be honest with you, playing fair, playing nice just isn't going to cut it in the world of entrepreneurship. You are going up against titans. People that own businesses have owned businesses for years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. These people know how to negotiate. These people know how to wheel and deal. They know how to do things differently. So I am here to tell you that we are going to crack the code on this. I'm going to show you guys some really, really interesting insights on how companies use fear against you to get you to provide income for themselves and their companies. So as always, we recommend that you share your comments. Tell us where you are coming from. Shout out your city. You know, and we're gonna get started with the show. Let me cut off my intro for a minute. Give myself a round of applause. You know what I mean? Because I'm happy to be me. One more time. Yeah. And I'm going to sound the horns and alarms for you guys because you guys are rocking with your boy. You heard? That's for you. Camera acted kind of funny, but it's all good. We got power through this. Cameras can't stop the kid. All right, look, check it out. So we're going to be talking about fears. We're going to be talking about some industries that have been using your fear to fund their income from their operations and purchase equipment, all kind of stuff, man. They're using your fear to do all of this stuff. Pay for advertising, marketing, staff, budgets. They're using your income to do it. And you can actually do the same. Some people will start pointing their fingers and saying, that's the bad guy. Like, why is Tiger teaching people that? Look, you have free will. You can do as you wish with this information. But I practice a principle that Les Brown says. He says, live full, die empty. So that's what I plan to do. I plan to live full and die empty, meaning if I see something and it works, and I know I can help other businesses, other entrepreneurs, other individuals move the needle forward, I'm going to do it. Now, what they do with it, you know, that's a different story. I have no control over that. But understand that these are tactics that governments use. People that do good, detectives, solving murders, kidnappings, and stuff like that, interrogating people, they use these tactics. And there's also bad people that use this. Gang members, mafia, people that actually get killed over some of these tactics I'm about to share with you. That's why I said this is the dark truth. The dark truth. We're going to get started with these, the presentation in just a moment. Halloween is right around the corner. Got my kids their outfits. I still have one more outfit to get for Austin. Spirit is the place that we got the outfits. It cost like $130 for 2 outfits. So be prepared to spend a bit of a coin, unless you're creative like my daughter. She'll make her own outfit. But it's serious out there. It is serious out there. Inflation will sneak up on you without you knowing. So check it out. The dark truth of fear and money. The reason why I have this beautiful melanated woman on the cover is because guess what? Cosmetics and beauty companies use the same type of tactics on you. It's going to blow your mind. I'm sure you are very aware that these companies use these different tactics to get you to purchase their products, but I'm going to lay it out for you. And then what I want you to do, I want you to keep an open mind. Keep an open mind on how you can use these strategies and tactics in your notary business or any type of business that you have going on. So right now we're going to go into the 7 biggest industries profiting from fear and how to use them in your notary business. I want you guys to feel free to share your thoughts, share your comments. Again, I know there's going to be people that watch this video and say, that's the bad guy. They want to point their fingers because people love pointing fingers. But I'll let you know that these tactics have been around much longer than I've been alive. They've been around before my parents were alive. Kings, rulers, and emperors were using these tactics. So let's go right into it. Let's go into number 1. So number 1 industry is media. Go figure, right? Media uses this fear, the fear of danger, fear of chaos, and being uninformed. You know those people that you'll talk to and be like, didn't you see the news? Didn't you see what happened? And then they look at you funny because you don't want to watch the news. I don't watch the news. It's depressing as hell. But they look at you funny like you're uninformed. Like, what could I have done? 3 robberies happened downtown Chicago. What? Okay, I know. I wasn't going to go stop any of them. Anyway, so how do they profit? They sensationalize these headlines and breaking news. They keep viewers glued to the screen. Every second is fear-driven, which means higher ad revenue. Like I said, your fear is paying someone's income. They're going to use your fear and you being glued to the television, and then they have the nerve to put something at the end like, oh, watch this cute little cat jump from one end of the street to another. Stay tuned. And they put that at the tail end, but it's nothing but drama for the first 57 minutes. As long as you stay glued to that television, you'll continue to see the commercials. As long as you see the commercials, they'll continue to sell more and more ad revenue. How can you use that in the notary business? Get creative. Just think outside the box here. This exercise is for you to think outside the box. There's plenty of ways you can use that. The second biggest industry that is profiting from fear is insurance companies. The way that they use fear is the fear of loss, accidents, deaths, or disasters. I'm going to share with you some tips on how you can use this in your notary business, but I want to illustrate to you guys how these industries are already using fear against you, and you can use it as well. How does the insurance companies profit from it? They sell you peace of mind. Can notaries sell a peace of mind? Absolutely. But only after amplifying what could go wrong. Your anxiety becomes their monthly premium. Your fear is someone else's income. But we're going to flip the script. Don't you worry. I'm going to give you some hot tips on that. The third biggest industry that is profiting from fear is pharmaceutical industry. The fear that they use is the fear of sickness and aging. How do they profit from it? They do commercials that plant worry about symptoms you didn't know you had. Oh my goodness. How many times have we seen those commercials with a lady riding bareback on a horse saying, before Matrupalil, whatever name you want to just throw, it's always some weird name, right? With some 80s music playing in the background. Call on me, call on me, right? Some 80s music playing in the background. She's riding a horse bareback. And she's talking about how this medicine helped her with her eczema. But then they go into a whole list of symptoms, side effects that can happen to you. Then they ask you this, by the way, this one saying alone made the pharmaceutical industry billions of dollars. You know what that saying is? Ask your doctor today. Ask your doctor about Illinois. Ask your doctor about FIVO. That quote alone has made the pharmaceutical industry billions. Sometimes it's just a tagline slogan. The saying, I'm loving it, for McDonald's made them billions. The tagline saying, got milk, made the cow industry billions. There's a bunch of them. If you're lucky to catch lightning in the bottle, you take it and you lock it in, man. The next one would be political campaigns. They use fear of you losing control, safety, and or your rights. Birth control. They're trying to control pregnancy. That political campaigns use fear against you. And how do they profit from it? Politicians and parties raise millions of dollars by keeping you terrified of the other side. I'm gonna tell you a quick strategy how I was able to use that particular strategy. A lady would call me and say, hey, look, I'm looking to get this power of attorney done. I'll give them my price. They'll tell me something like, I called another company before you, and they were this price, much lower than yours. You're like, well, you can take your chance with that other side, right? I can't tell you what they'll do. I don't know if they made mistakes on documents before. I can't tell you if they would show up in court on your behalf if someone contested this power of attorney. So what I did, I used that fear of the other side being incompetent for them to use my company and my services. So the politicians will turn that fear into votes and campaign donations. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Again, keep an open mind, because this will help you market so much better. It will help you advertise to clients and negotiate better deals. Okay, here's the fifth company that makes a ton of money by using fear: social media platforms. The way they use fear is they use the fear of missing out, FOMO, rejection, and outrage. How does social media platforms profit from this? Their algorithms reward anger and anxiety. Fear-based content keeps you scrolling longer. And the more you scroll and the more you stay on their platform, the more ad revenue they can generate. They need eyeballs. If Charmin toilet tissue needs to make more sales, they need more people looking at their products. So they'll go and advertise on a social media platform like that. Remember when Facebook started rolling out those notifications, and you get that bright red number, like you got X amount of messages, and then you don't even know what's on the other side of those messages, but you would run and check those messages quickly. Facebook incorporated that too. A lot of other platforms incorporated that because they were trying to keep you on their platform for as long as possible. The longer they keep you on the platform, the more they can sell ad revenue or advertising space that generates revenue. Now they're sending out surveys. Did you see the ad for Scentbird? Because they're getting audited. Okay, let's move to the next one. Number 6 industry that makes a ton of money profiting from fear: security and surveillance industry. The fear that they use is the fear of crime or invasion. How do they profit? Use cameras to doorbells, ring, right? To online monitoring, ADT. Companies sell protection from a world that is convinced you to be unsafe. And who do they have to help out with that? News and media, which was number 1, right? So if they're broadcasting crime constantly, it makes the job of the security and surveillance industry so much easier for them to make a sale. This happens in the notary industry as well. Most of these notary gurus out here are pushing notaries to go sign up for signing services. That is the way that you can secure income and cash flow. Sign up to these signing services. Well, guess what? Did you know that you can become a signing service? It's an agency. You can become a signing service. So what that means is you don't have to work as hard to get all of these notaries to sign up to your signing service, because all of the notary gurus are pushing the people to you, i.e., the media companies are pushing, the news companies are pushing people to security and surveillance industries. And the last one, now, mind you, there was a whole list, you guys. I mean, a really long list. I just grabbed seven of the top, but it was hundreds of them. I even had the numbers, how much it generates their numbers and everything. It was ridiculous. The last one, number 7 industry that profits the most from fear is beauty and cosmetic industry. The fear that they use is the fear of aging. You know, they're always talking about crows, whatever, by your eyes, or this, you know, your chin, or your face is getting, or you got blemishes. They're constantly using that fear tactic of rejection and not being enough. Huh? BBLs. When was that in the lexicon of vocabulary 10 years ago? When you heard about plastic surgery, it was mostly boob implants and Botox. Now they're talking about BBLs, liposuction, gastro bypass surgeries. How do they profit? They manufacture insecurity and sell the fix. I remember when I was driving a truck, I was driving to California, and God bless you guys in California, man, because they plant so much insecurity into your minds out there. It's mind-boggling. So mind you, I'm just driving my 18-wheeler truck through California, and I see nothing but plastic surgery billboards. It's just one after another, after another, after another. And I'm like, damn, if I was a young teenager, that would affect me. Oh, unhappy with your nose? Before and after pictures on the billboard. They're literally pushing plastic surgery on the billboard, and then they're blatant with their, you should be insecure about this. What if the before picture had a nose like mine? Now, see, for the strong-minded ones, they'd be like, yeah, it can't affect me. It can't affect me. But over time, ladies and gentlemen, over time, if you keep chiseling away at that rock, it will eventually crack. So they manufacture insecurity and they sell the fix, from anti-aging creams to filters and injections. You're not happy with your hair? Get this Remy. Get this Brazilian hair. Don't like the blemishes on your face? Go to Ulta 5 or Ulta 3, whatever it is, and get these products. They do it all the way down to your deodorant. They used to have regular deodorant. Now they have 24-hour deodorant. Just in case you never make it home. At least your deodorant didn't give up on you. You see how they're using fear against you? Now, we're about to go into how we're going to flip the script, and you can now use this to your advantage. Sounds good? But before we do that, we're going to go into a quick commercial break.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where Sabrina AI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
All right, y'all. So let's flip the script. Let's flip this fear economy script and show you how to ethically harness human fears. Now, I don't know you. I could ask you not to manipulate people, but that's not going to happen. Some of you guys are going to take this information and manipulate the shit out of people. You're going to manipulate your spouse. You're already manipulating your kids to eat their broccoli. It is what it is. This is the dark truth of how people are using fear to fuel their income. So I just highlight that just for ethical purposes, but you're going to do what you do with this information regardless. So the goal is to drive engagement, conversions, and revenue. Okay? So let's go into that. So fear of legal trouble. This is an emotional trigger that you can use as a notary. Some of the questions would be, what if my documents aren't valid? I've had this before, that a person will tell me that they want to get documents from Staples or Office Max. I let them know, like, you may be taking a chance with that. Just because from past experiences, those documents have gotten rejected. Now, remember, when people are calling you, they're calling you because you are the authority. They're calling you because you have more experience in that field than they do. So they trust your recommendation. So how to use it? Position your service as protection against legal chaos. Okay, hush. One wrong signature, this is something that you can quote. One wrong signature can cost you thousands. Let me help you notarize it the right way the first time. Like I told you the story before, she was like, hey, these people were willing to do my power of attorney for way less than you. And be like, hey, oh, well, there is a chance they may make a mistake. Well, with us, we'll make sure that is done right the first time. Or I would always add this, or if there's some type of mistake, let's just say the company that you're sending the documents to says something is missing and you needed us to come back out. We'll come back out at no additional charge. I give them that peace of mind, which that's what insurance companies do, right? So use this fear in your power of attorney documents, estate planning, and real estate marketing. Again, you guys could share your thoughts and add questions if you have. Be more than happy to answer those to you. Okay, so the next one. Fear of delays and missed deadlines. I love this one. I love this one because a lot of title and escrow companies, they're on deadlines. They're calling you in panic. You got to be able to listen for that. Take your time. Listen to hear if there's some panic in their voice. If there's this deadline that they must meet. If the document has to get signed by 8 o'clock tonight and they can't find anybody, they're sharing their fear with you. At this point, it should just go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching in your mind. How to use this? Build urgency into your brand. Late signatures can kill deals. This is something that you can say. Late signatures can kill deals. They know this. That's why they set the appointment. I specialize, or I wouldn't use the word I, okay? Because we're giving the whole big company feel. Shout out to Andre Hatchett for coming up with that term. I specialize, or we specialize in on-time, stress-free notarizations that can keep our transaction, that can keep your transaction alive. There are times that time urgency is crucial. And people will pay top dollar to get it done and execute it efficiently. I'm telling you this. This is a fact. If I have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $1 million on the line, and the only thing that is preventing me from closing that deal is a goddamn notarization seal, you think I'm a bark at $300 to get that document notarized immediately? Are you kidding me? Understand when your customer is in a panic. The more they're in a panic, the more money you make. Offer same day or mobile emergency notarizations as a premium upsell. Now, me, I got this off an ambulance, right? I was taking one of my kids to the doctor, and I saw on the side of an ambulance, it said rapid response. I said, I love that term. I'm going to use that in my notary business. I call it rapid response. They say, I need a notarization done today, like right now. Oh, you need rapid response? Huh? I coined that. I took that and I let them know that rapid response is different from I just need a notarization. You're entering a different atmosphere now. And they're comfortable with that. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Let's go on to the next one. Fear of losing loved ones. The emotional trigger would be, what happens to my family if I die unprepared? These are perfect for power of attorneys, trust packages, estate planning, last will testaments, living wills. Perfect for those. How to use it. Be the calm before the storm. You could say something like, tomorrow isn't promised. Let's get your power of attorney and will notarized today so your family is protected. That they know this. Bundle these into family preparedness packages. A lot of you guys have not been bundling your packages. You can make your services look so much more attractive if you bundle the packages. I'll give you an example of what a bundled package looks like. Family members at a hospital, they need to get a medical power of attorney done because the doctor will not release any medical information to the family member. So the family member calls you to get a medical power of attorney done. Well, you know that a lot of times when they're getting a medical power of attorney, most likely they're probably going to need a financial power of attorney. So you could bundle the medical and the financial power of attorney together. One sitting. So you now went from one package to two packages. Then if you find out that, hey, you know, maybe you might have some property, depending on the situation as you're listening to it, they might want to do a will. This is the family preparedness packages. Or maybe a TODI, a transfer of death instrument. There's so many ways that you could be like, hey, we have an all-inclusive family package. And this looks good, especially now, okay, if you want to expand your network, you can now go into a law office and say, hey, we get clients that are looking for this. I have a notary business and would like to know, would you be interested in being our premier company to draft this? So instead of you going to the law firm and begging them for business, you're bringing business to them. In return, they'll share business with you as well. I've partnered with a divorce attorney. She's given me power of attorneys and trust packages before. And then anybody that's looking to get a divorce document drafted, I send them to her. And then in return, she sends them back to me to notarize the document. Easy peasy. I have an estate planning lawyer out in Utah. I send business to him. He sends business to me. So now when I go to these appointments, I have more than just a stamp and a signature to offer. You become invaluable at that point. We're going to the next one. The fear of untrustworthy providers. Unfortunately, there are some notaries that slip through the cracks. And they will make an appointment. Now, luckily for the client, a lot of these notaries do not charge up front. The worst that will happen is that the notary doesn't show up to the appointment in a lot of cases. But the fear of untrustworthy providers, notaries not answering their phones, they're not showing up to the appointment, and very, very rarely that they're notarizing it incorrectly, and then you can't get a hold of them. Then they ghost you. That's a very rare situation, but it still raised the alarm in the prospect's mind that they can get scammed. So some phone calls you might get is like, hey, I booked an appointment before with another notary and the notary never showed up. How can I trust you? How can I trust that you'll show up? This is how you can use it to your advantage. You show some transparency. You show your credentials if you need to, and testimonials up front. Now, one-off clients don't really ask for this, but with Canva You can create yourself a nice little care package that you could email and send to people and say, hey, look, this is our company. This is when we've been established. These are credentials and testimonials. You send that to them to pretty much close the deal. Show them that you're certified and bonded, reviewed and trusted by 200 plus professionals. That does a lot. I've used company logos until the company told me, hey, we did not authorize you to use that logo. Take it down. No problem. I've already made a killing from using it. I'll give you an example. State Farm. I did a notarization for State Farm before. I took their logo and put it on my website. You could go ahead and play safe and fair all you want. Knock yourself out. But over here, we do it a little bit differently. And then, you know, it ran for a couple of years. Actually, they never called me. It was another company. Asked me to take it down. But by that time, I was good. I probably made a few $1,000s off of that. So that's a strategy. If you got the cojones to do it, include that in your social proof visuals. If you're on social media, you put that on there. Add that into your branding. And you can also add that into your Sabrina AI call script. We're trusted by over 200 professionals. You've heard some of those calls, like you've made some of those calls and be like even T-Mobile. Now the largest 5G network in the world. You know what I mean? They're saying that to you for a reason. They're letting you know that, hey, you can damn near travel anywhere and you will get service. Versus the other guy, right? Again, pointing the finger at the other guy, you're taking a risk. You might get some roaming charges. Phone disconnects. You want to deal? Do you really want to deal with that? Come to the home of the largest 5G network. You can use that. It's very effective. Very effective. Shout out to the Hey Sabrina AI family. Saying facts. All right, we're almost done, y'all. Almost done. And then, well, actually, we are done. I want to thank you for watching this presentation here. I hope you learned a lot from it. For those that have not booked a demo, business audit type of situation with Sabrina and see how Sabrina can help your business, do that by scanning the QR code. You do not want to miss next week's show. It is going to be our Halloween special. It is going to be lit. Let me see if I have the little image. Yeah, I should have the image here. Yeah, the Halloween special is going to be crunk because we're bringing back the notary trivia. That was a hit with a lot of people. We're also bringing back what's the other one? Pass or Trash with tech. We're going to bring that back. We're also bringing back Money Corner for this Halloween special. And then we're also bringing you that fire content. So you definitely want to be here for that Halloween special. It's going to be fire. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and happiness, and a lot of money and cash flow to you. Wish you the very best. See you next week. Peace.
As a business owner, you're juggling a lot, and managing phone calls can quickly become overwhelming.
That's where Sabrina, the AI voice automation that turns calls into clients, comes in. Imagine having a reliable 24/7 assistant that never misses a call, handles routine questions, schedules appointments, and directs important calls to the right people, all without needing a human touch.
This frees up your team's time to focus on what really matters, saves you money, and ensures every customer gets a consistent, professional experience. It's like having an extra set of hands, so you can focus on growing your business, not just managing calls.
Scan the QR code to book your free demo today.